All right, so we are back. This is January 2022. This is our first video back onto the channel. I've got all my cameras set up, something I could not get worked out last year. And we're going to walk around the shop today and take a look at everything that I've been working on to get the shop ready for 2022. There's a lot of work that's been done behind the scenes, stuff that, it's kind of boring. But today I will show you the finished product of a lot of that stuff. So, as you can see, I have a box of trucks here I found at the dollar store. Cost me $5, and we're going to go over a little tutorial about saving money. I'm going to turn this phone on so I can record. All right, let's go to camera, video, turn it sideways so we get the right video. All right, so we're going to take a look at what I'm looking at right now and give you guys kind of just a walk around what I've got going on. So I bought this recently, this little 3-tier shelf. I already had this one, as you can see there. We will come around and let's move this camera a little bit. As you can see, all kinds of sanding implements in there, mainly sandpaper, but there we go. You can see in there all kinds of sanding stuff. So I will have to adjust that camera a little bit taller. And let's get that back in view. All right. And so now, let's look at this one. You look at this top drawer. This is all kinds of supplies that I've gotten the past year, and some used items. So I got some springs here. So this is pretty cool here. Got some springs you guys can see. Plan on using those for like throttle return springs, but some of them are pretty big, so we're gonna have to figure out what we can use some of those for. But definitely could use some for coil springs, for suspension. Just bought a whole pack of them. And we got some little lobster clasp. I got these because of the flatbed truck and the snowplow. Might need them. I'm not sure. But I got it mainly because of the flatbed truck. Going to use that as one of the tow cables for pulling cars up onto the flatbed. So we got that. Recently bought some tacky. Never used it before, but I saw a bunch of people use it on the Facebook groups and stuff, and they're like, this is what you can use to dry fit your vehicles, and then you don't have to worry about it being glued together or anything like that, like I've been doing. So we're going to put that to use this year. And then I bought this pack right here, little wire connectors. Thought about trying, I haven't done it yet, but thought about trying to use these for the filters for turbos. I haven't figured out how to build the turbo yet. I've seen some videos. I saw some people build them, so we will attempt to build us a turbo this year. Something I was going to do for the cab over, but it's a little harder job than I thought it was. Here's some old Christmas hangers we used to use way back in the day for ornaments. And so we don't use those anymore, so I got a whole bunch of wire for all kinds of miscellaneous ideas. Alright, so we got those things. I got some miniature clothespins. And so what I intended on doing with those, maybe some other ideas I can come up with, but see this guy right here? I found a little bit of string, like nylon string, I guess it is. And what I intend on doing is hanging my instruction sheet from that. So I'll clip to one side, slide this over here. So I got it running through the center of the clip there. And then clip the other side, and then I'll just hang the instructions. And then I'll be able to sit back, look at the instructions, and work on my vehicle, look at the instructions. I won't have to flip through the pages. Just when I get to the end of the instructions on that side, I just flip it over and continue on the next thing. Now this, I was working on this yesterday. So I did take an electronics class a while back, and I had some wire I was playing with, just simulating hooking up circuits and stuff. So I don't do that anymore, and had all this wire left over. So I kept the black wire with the cover on it to use as heater hose, things like that, radiator hoses and things on my model cars, mainly 124, 125 scale. So I kept those covered, but I did have a bunch of red wire, and so I stripped all the cover off, and now I just have this wire right here. But I figure I can use that for chassis wiring for like brake lines, fuel lines, things like that. And pretty much I can just paint it. So you see here, that was a long piece of wire. That'll definitely run the length of the chassis without having to have a new piece. So that'll work. Definitely give that a try and see how it turns out. I still had a bunch of these tiny ones that I had all coiled up and had them labeled and all this kind of fun stuff. Different ohms. Had them rated different ohms so that when I would simulate hooking up circuits, I would know the total ohm value and things like that. I don't even remember half of it anymore. But that was then. And I had bought these a while back. These are little valve cap covers for smaller. My first attempt at filters for turbos or just regular air filters. I guess if you sanded them, they could be oil filters for like the diesels and fuel filters and stuff. But so just those little things. I think I got 2 packs of them. I tried one and it kind of looked okay, but I weren't happy with it. I got a baggie here of some of my decals. I just kind of got them labeled, got them all sealed really in this one bag just in case moisture or anything like that tries to get a hold of them. I got my safety glasses, some miscellaneous wire, and then right now this is holding my tape, but I guess at some point I'll have to build something to hold my rolls of tape out. But I don't use that clamp that much. I got 2 of those, and they're decent size. They're mainly for like clamping wood and things like that when I'm working on bigger projects. So if I need it, I guess I have to take it down. But right now, that's where it's sitting at. So then I built this the past week, and all it is a shelf that really connects the 2 bins that I have, and it's not glued to them or anything. You can see, I didn't attach it because I wanted to be able to kind of move it if I needed to or whatever. All I did, really, I didn't even glue it. I just put some deck screws in it, like 1-inch deck screws. So nothing fancy, but it works. Got some McDonald's cups. Got lids for them, and I'm keeping these to rinse my water-based paintbrushes out. Anytime I'm doing acrylics or anything like that, I can just use that to rinse the brushes. This is my acrylic paints I got. Most of these are Walmart paints. I think all of them are Walmart paints. But hadn't used most of these, so hopefully we'll get into using a lot of these this year. This is something neat that I bought. These are neat little cups. Decent size. Got them on Amazon. I don't remember how much they were. It's been a while. Probably, I think it's about 15, 20 bucks for a big old pack of them. I don't remember. It's about 30 of them or something. But the lid unscrews pretty easy. Holds a really decent amount of paint for mainly brush painting. And also I wanted them to be a decent size, flat, just like this, so that I could mix colors. Also, I did get a airbrush that's going to be on a review this year. It's battery powered and everything. Is by neatandhandy.com, and I requested to do a review on it. They sent me one, so I will do a review on it and show you guys, somebody who's never airbrushed, how good that turns out. And you can see that's all my acrylic paints for right now that I have for brush painting. Santa Claus. If you kids are watching, I still believe in Santa Claus. Maybe it's a childish thing to do, but he still brings me gifts. I open them up every Christmas. So got me this whole set of containers, and man, these things are cool. And look at this. It's right here. Says, I can get it. Here we go. Really useful box. No kidding. Look at this. Look at that. And I can put all kinds of fun stuff in here. I got it so that I could have my car parts really close by. So when I'm kit bashing, I can just reach for a car part, tires, exhaust, you have whatever that'll fit in these containers. Things like that. I can just pop the top open, get the part out that I need, and then carry on. Now, these alligator clips actually came off of this wire that I was using when I was in my electronics class. I have since taken all the alligator clips off, and I have zip tied it so that whenever I need a little bit of wire that wouldn't fit on my wire rack that I built, I can take it off and use it for smaller lines on my model cars. You know, like, this hobby is expensive. It's not terribly expensive, but it is expensive. Over time, you can end up spending a lot of money on aftermarket things to build your model cars. So if you're like me and don't have a ton of money, then you make use of little odds and ends, this thing, that thing, until you find out what you can use, what you can't use, and if you can't use it, you throw it away. If you can use it, then you start keeping and stockpiling those things, and next thing you know, you got tons of supplies that will help you make your cars look more realistic. And that's what it's all about for some of us, is to really make it look realistic using all the parts accessible to us from all the different hobby shops and all that kind of stuff. All right, so up here right now is where all my paintbrushes are. If you see, that has E on it for enamel, and the other one is obviously for acrylic. And so I try to keep my brushes separated. I read something online, or I saw somebody's post that said you shouldn't mix those brushes back and forth. So try to keep them separated. And then I got my highlighters, and I got my pencils and pens and rulers. I did recently, with part of my Christmas gift cards that I got me a Molotov liquid chrome pen. This is the 1mm. I haven't even opened it, and that's rare for me. I open everything as soon as I get it. And that won't go back down in there. So we're just going to set it right there for now. But I got that, and because everybody said it's like the stuff, you know, to do liquid chrome with. So I definitely said, you know what, I'm going to spend the money and see how that thing works. And I got the 1mm. They had like a 1, they had a 2, and I think they had a 4. And the 1 is like super small. I mean, look at the way that the size of the tip on that thing is, if that's actual size. That should do some really small parts, and it's really what I was looking for. All right, so I got some toothpicks to do different little things with. They're not double pointed, so I guess, come on. There we go. So if you look at them, You see it's pointed on one end and flat on the other. Actually kind of fancy. Look at that thing. That's kind of fancy. So I'm figuring got a lot more uses than just being a toothpick. So all kinds of different little uses for that. I can't even think of them right now, but I know I've used it to stir paint, and I've used it to apply paint. If you needed just a tiny bit of paint applied to something, I've used it for that. The kids have gotten candy in these little containers here. This had gumballs in it. This one here. I already used this one. The first set of wire I had, I made a length of spark plug wire. These are all green. And so I know there'll be other ones at some point to where I'll have them pre-cut. I can just grab a set of wires and put them on my vehicle. But right now, all I got is a set of green wires. But I got this one here. This one I might end up just filling it full of black wire for black spark plug wires, which is kind of the norm unless you're doing a fancy build. But I might end up putting something else in it. Just a container I haven't figured out a use for that I will end up putting something in it for this hobby. Now this I built this past week, and I put all my wires on it. They were in packs. Bought them from Hobby Lobby. I think they were around $8 a pack. And so these are small spools of wire and all different colors, all the way down to a black color down here. Then there's purple. Let's see. I think there's black, blue, purple, 2 greens. Got a copper, a lighter copper, orange, and a different orange, I would say. And then a pink one, and then gold and silver. And there's actually, nope, none of these. Okay. There was just 2 of the green ones. I don't know why there's 2 green. I guess that's a popular color for this type of craft, for jewelry and stuff. This is what this is, jewelry wire. Same thing with this roll of wire. These are thinner wire. Can be used for other things, mainly under the engine bays and stuff like that, is what I got all these for. To really highlight the engine and do really good detail with the different wiring and stuff that goes through the engines. So this one was about the same price, I believe, about $7, $8. And then let's slide this to the end here. Got a spool of chain, and they have all kinds of stuff at the Hobby Lobby and other hobby places, but I wanted to get stuff that looked like something that you would see on a truck. And so this is kind of like some fancy regular link chain, and so I figured it would look good either holding a car down or holding supplies down on a flatbed of a vehicle, something like that. Maybe even tow chain that would be on my snowplow truck or a regular 4x4 truck. And so I had this wire and the green wire. You saw I already pulled a bunch of that off for spark plug wires. But this wire is a tiny bit thicker than the green, but can still be used for spark plug wires. Probably difference would be like 125 scale, 124 scale. So really almost like literally the same length of wire. This here is a necklace. I'm knocking it off. This is just a length of chain, actually. Let me see if I can get a zoom back on here. So this is just a length of chain that I think I had or I bought. I honestly can't remember. This one is a necklace. I know I got that at Hobby Lobby. But I will let you take a look at that chain there. And it looks like regular links. You know, they had all kinds of fancy stuff, but for the hobby, you got to find the right one you're looking for, what you think will look good on your models. And this is the one I thought would look good. So I'll put those back later. It takes 2 hands to put those back up to get it right. All right, so I didn't show you what was in these other 2 drawers because I'm kind of like all over the place here. All right, so this one has some stuff that I got from Hobby Nut Models for one of the builds I'm going to do. It's a sponsored build by Hobby Nut Models. And so this is definitely going to be on the channel really soon. This is the plug wires and a boot with the boot, and that's red wire. This right here, some really cool stuff. This is composite fiber decal. So this is literally, you paint the car what color you want it, and then you put this over it, and it'll make it look carbon fiber. Very interesting. Like, I definitely wanted to use some of that. And this, you've seen the metal foil for the older cars. This is black trim foil. And so this will go on the car that is the sponsored build. And it's just a sheet of black foil. It's really interesting. Stuff I haven't used before, but we are going to really do some cool stuff. And if we look in here, we got some zip ties. We got some different, I call them ice cream pop sticks. And then here's really like tongue depressors. All from Walmart is where those are from. And here's some tube. Metal tube. I'm trying to think where I got this from. Pretty sure. I'm going to tell you wrong, I'm sure. I think I got it from the Home Depot. But I might have got it from Hobby Lobby also. It's just metal tube. This is what it is. Who would spy? K&S Precision Metals. I really don't know where I got it from. I can't remember. Brain's getting old. Anyway, I got some random stuff down in here besides that. Got some black straws. They're just regular straws, but they're black, so I could use them for exhaust or something. And the bottom drawer, all my enamel paints. All my tester enamels. And then I found this when I was going through some of my stuff, and so we'll try to do some lettering on some of the vehicles this year. See how that turns out. And this is a box of paints from Hobby Nut Models. You can get as a pack. Look at this. Tamiya. And these, man, I've never used Tamiya paints. I'm excited. Lacquer paint. This one. Let's get a good, oh, there we go. So this tells you flat aluminum. So these will be used on the sponsored build. Man, I'm going to show you that car in just a minute. That is one sweet car. But then I got some little brushes from the kids' craft that they were doing. Oh, let me put this back in there. So I got that. Last two little drawers over here on the other side. And then we will get up and go look at the other parts of the shop. So if you look in here, this is all my Dremel tools. Anything that goes for the Dremel, I was able to finally get it all in one drawer. And there's like all kinds of Dremel stuff. So anything Dremel is in there. This is all my hand tools. They will work really good to hold parts together when you're gluing them. Problem is they are a little strong. So you got to make sure it's it fits together really good. If you don't, and it's something you're like custom making, you might not want to use that because it might be a little too strong. So I just bought a 4-pack of them. Not a 4-pack, but I bought 4 of them. Checked them out. I liked them. So now I got tons of them. And so I like them. They work good for me. Scissors, needle nose pliers. If you are starting the hobby, I said this in one of my videos last year. You're starting a hobby and you don't have these, go buy them. Buy them online, in a kit, buy them at the hobby store. These will change your life because they cut styrene like butter. Man, anytime you're doing like a repair on a model car, you don't want to try to use a hobby knife, accidentally cut yourself. that thing cuts like butter. Or sharp. This is the kind of stuff I was using. Look how big and gaudy that thing is. Like, try to cut styrene with that on a little tiny piece of styrene, it's going to break it. You see, I got my glues up there, and I got a present from the wife for Christmas, saving for a race car, and I got me some quarters and dimes and nickels in it. I didn't put no pennies in that. I got pennies in my other older money jar, but got me some gloves, even in case I got to do some painting. Don't want to get paint all over my hands. Decal set. This is my first little bottle of decal set. Got it from Hobby Lobby. And works pretty good. It actually helps the decals set in really good. Paper clips. I got two. Wait a second. Oh, got metal paper clips up there. These are metal, but they're coated for different odds and ends to be used there. Little pins for things. These right here, I use those to hold my parts when I'm painting them, like airbrush, things like that. You've probably seen them if you're in this hobby. If you're not, then definitely need to get a set of those. They come kind of like toothpicks, but really long. So it's got a pointed end, or you could stick it down in like some styrofoam, or they actually make a holder for these specifically, where you can set them down in. There we go. There we go. So you just clip it on there, set it down in there, and you can hold it like this, paint it, or you can set it in your little turntable and spray paint it like that. Lots of ideas you can do with that. Modge Podge. Never used it. Hadn't even opened this container, but this year we will see about using that. People say it works really good for windshields, and so I had a little issue trying to glue something on a windshield last year, so decided to give me some Modge Podge, and we'll see how that works. So, as well as the wire holder, I drilled a hole down in this side of my tray, and now I got my Dremel just hanging off the side there. It's got a cutting wheel on it right now, but so I got that sitting there, and then got some leftover, some extra glues. Hadn't figured out where to put them. A couple of clips for like paper, things like that. Hadn't figured out what to do with those yet, so I ain't opened those. All right, so we come around here, and this was jumped up to high heaven. So that's probably where I'm going to end up putting my road. And I'll probably cut it a little short. See about turning it. I'm not sure. But we know that's going to be like the road for the shop that we're going to build. Get a little focus here. There we go. And I got several sheets of styrene. You can take a look there. I got several. We're going to build us a nice shop to display the cars in when we're talking about the cars getting worked on. And yeah, well, I got 5 sheets. So if I need any more shelves or anything, got plenty of styrene sheets for that. So I won't be needing, hopefully won't be needing any anytime soon. My camera here is mounted temporarily. This is a tripod stand. I decided to mount it like that and see how that worked today. And if that works good, then what I'll end up doing is drill a hole on each side, zip tie this baby. It'll be nice and tight, and then I'll just have to adjust the phone a little bit, and saving money. I mean, that's what I'm doing in this hobby right now, is saving money by using what I have access to. All right, so all these drawers that used to have all kinds of fun stuff in them, pretty much the bottom drawer's nothing but bags with receipts and stuff. And then got leftover parts, leftover supplies you can see in there. Just excess stuff that I didn't need. Anybody ever wonder what to do with your instructions? I got a drawer just for that. I get done with the vehicle, put the instructions in there right now, and then this is my notebook in case I have an idea I want to custom build something and draw it out. Right now, this drawer has the leftover parts for the truck that I've got to go through after I finish the truck. So that's why it's kind of like, this is the big project, and I haven't cleaned it out. So it's just sitting there. When I get done building it, then I will put the parts wherever I need to put them at, get them out of that drawer to use that space for something else. Still got my couple of cars sitting up there, mainly my metal ones. Here's a close-up of the engine I painted with that wireless, cordless, battery-powered airbrush from Neat and Handy, and it turned out great. That was the second time I tried the paintbrush, or tried the airbrush. First time was this guy. That turned out okay, but if you look at this right here, I didn't wait for the paint to flash, and the paint was thin, and it did not turn out good. So, you see, I just used a piece of corrugated cardboard. Just stabbed those things down in there, and that's what I used to paint on. It was free. Came in a box of something we ordered, something we bought. So I did a little bit of moving here. So I had to relocate my sign because I put my work in progress shelf over here to get it off of my workbench, give me more room to work, and so I could put another set of drawers over there to hold more tools and parts and stuff for building these cars. But the truck is going to be finished hopefully this month and get that done with. I keep saying that, but it has been a very long project, and so we are also working on this car right here, the 53 Studebaker. As you see, I got the chassis done up, and then all I got to do is wait for some warm weather, and we're going to get her painted and get that thing on the back of this truck, get her tied down, get the trailer finished, which is right there. I got a NASCAR body just sitting on it and an engine. We're going to get the trailer finished, hopefully January. Hopefully this month that'll be done, and we'll be moving to new projects. And if you see back here, I got the Viper and Prowler sitting on the shelf there. And then over here is the 29 Ford. And so it's kind of sitting in the shop, needs a mechanic to get a hold of that one. And there's parts to my jet truck. We're going to end up using that, what year model is that? 78 Big Game Country GMC truck. That's the one, body we're going to use for the jet truck. That's the 56 Ford that I use as the little emblem for my channel. But we are going to build it to be a drag truck. So it's going to have a little bit of different modification to the chassis. As you can see, I've already put the drag chassis on it, and I've already cut the bed out. As you see, there is nothing there so that my tires will fit. And all it took was a lot of time and patience. A lot of carving out, and literally looks like it's supposed to be like that. So once you put the bed in there, which will have to be custom because it is going to be lowered, it's going to be a drag and lowered. So I just knocked my tires all down. We'll get that taken care of later. Anyway, so on the bottom shelf is the F-14 Tomcat from Top Gun. And that's where I'm going to get my dimensions for the jet engines for the jet truck. And so we're going to build that at the same time we build the jet truck. And then we'll have that on the channel as well as the truck. This is the airbrush from Neat and Handy. We will do a review on that. I'll do like just one review video and have several items on it. And then you guys can zip through that and see which ones you want to see or watch them all. But this thing is really interesting. I love it. Works really good. Ain't got nothing in it right now. But it is dual action. Still has plenty of battery power in the first battery that I put on it. I charged them both and I hadn't even had to change batteries. So we will do a review on that. So my paperwork for my magnifying glass. we'll do a little review on that when I do the review on the Neat and Handy paintbrush, but there's all the other supplies that come with it. Still got my turntable. Love that thing. So now we're getting over here to my models. The stash, as they call it. Let me back out and give you guys a good look at that. I'm still backing it. Hold on a second. There we go. So that is the stash. Hard to see some of those. There you go. But that is what I'm working with this year. Making a New Year's resolution, hopefully. I can keep it. Not to buy any more model cars this year. And I'm saying cars, trucks, things like that. So there is one that I want. It's the Saturn V Rocket. And so if I get any space stuff, we're not going to call that a model car. And we're going to let that one slide. But besides that, that's one of my Christmas presents. I went to Hobby Lobby and bought the Clipper Ship Cuddy Sark. Pretty sure I'm saying that right. It's a real small one. It's a 1/350 scale. I've never built a boat before, so I decided to try my hand at that. It's all plastic, and it's like 2 sheets of styrene. So looks like it'll be a really easy build, but we'll see how it turns out. I got these from the kids for Christmas. So we're going to have one video to where I built all 3 of them at the same time. Just got to figure out what color I'm going to paint them. That'll be this year. Let me see what else we got here. The last set here, this right here, was also a Christmas present. Bought with a gift card at Hobby Lobby. Can't wait to build that. This is my sponsored build. But this will be my first Tamiya kit. The Ferrari F50. And so that is a sponsored build from Hobby Nut Models that will get on the channel ASAP. And it's pretty much going to be box stock. We're going to build it without the roof on it. It's got 2 different ways you can build it. You can have it with the top or without it. So we're going to build it convertible just so we can see that pretty interior. Going to do a little bit of work on it as far as detail. Got that little pack of spark plug wires we're going to put on it. And we'll see what else we can put on it. But we're going to get a couple of videos out of that. We'll do an unboxing and all that kind of stuff. You see the cellophane's loose because I had to open it because I wanted to see how awesome that car was, and very excited about that, building that one. And this is my first, this is a Christmas present. I got it from Amazon. I have the box upside down. So it's my first in buying stuff for my diorama. Got a little tire changer and a jack, and it's kind of falling apart because I took it out of the box to take a look at it. But I thought it would be a neat addition to actually the first set of things for the shop. I thought it would be really cool to have these particular pieces. I don't have to paint them in it and already ready to go. The shelf's kind of flimsy. Weren't happy about how flimsy the shelf is. But I would definitely have to glue that together once I get it how I want it, because it will not stay. And I like the tire changer or the balancer, but that tire is not realistic unless it's like 1930s, 1940s. So I will be cutting that off and putting a realistic size tire on there. And all these little tires, we'll find something to do with those. Maybe when we build the 1934 pickup truck, maybe we'll throw them in the back and be hauling tires or something. But I don't care for those little teeny tiny skinny tires. Alright. So we do have one 1/16 scale. That was a birthday present. That's all the cars in the stash. I got 2 bugs. I want to get one more, and I plan on doing kind of like with the trikes. I want to build all 3 at the same time and different versions of the bug. So I'm waiting to get another one. Probably won't do that car this year. Alright, so we are back over here at the workbench, and we're going to talk about these for a minute and wrap this video up. Alright, so I got these at the Family Dollar, as you can see, for $5. Now, You always need a set of tires, things like that, to go on a specific vehicle. And you might not like the tires that come with the vehicle. You might not like it. And so if you don't end up liking the tire that comes with the vehicle, then what are you going to do? You have to go buy a set of tires. Well, if you look online, tires are expensive. One set of tires can cost you 20 bucks. Easy. And sometimes just the rims. And then you got to buy tires. Or if you have a 3D printer, you can print the tires and the rims, sometimes together, sometimes separate. Just depends on what 3D printer you got. I don't have money for any of those things at this present time. So when I was walking through the Family Dollar and I saw this little pack of trucks, I was like, you know what? I want to get these pack of trucks because look at the size of the tires on there. Perfect for 125, 124 scale model cars. So this tire is off the 78 Firestone Ford 4x4 pickup truck. And if we put it right beside this tire here, if I can get it to stand up there, it's bigger and looks more aggressive than the tire that comes on the Ford pickup truck. Not even to mention the rims, which all these rims are black, but I got a Molotov chrome pin. You can make them chrome now. This is the front tire for the Foose 56 Ford truck. And you see the difference in size there. This is the rear tire. I think these are like 20s. You can see how tall the difference is. That tire right there. And this is one of the tires off of the 53 Studebaker. As you can see, these are right at the perfect size, what you need, and they're rubber. So with a little bit of flat black paint, if you wanted to paint them black, you wanted to leave them this color, you could do that as well. But a little bit of flat black paint, you can paint the rims what color you want to. I got 3 sets of tires in this box for $5. That's a bargain. Family Dollar. And these are free rolling, so they're just on a metal axle. So all you gotta do is really pop one off and then get it to fit under the vehicle where you want it to fit. Pop the tire back on. You might not even have to pop the tire off of it, just depending on how wide the vehicle is and what they're going to go on. So that's your only thing you're going to have to work on after you take these tires out. Then you got to decide what they're going to fit on and if you have to get a longer axle. But that is what we're going to work on today. And we're going to take this thing apart and do a little something on this video besides just looking at everything and just me talk. Get our hobby knife here. And we're going to cut this open. Cut both sides because I didn't know if I could pull it out one side or not. That works. Alright. Throw that in the trash can down there. Oh, look at this. The guy that, or lady, whoever it was, that come up with this idea instead of putting screws in them like they used to, that person's a genius. Look at that. Popped it right out. And I might could use that for some kind of stand or something. I don't know. Boom. Car's out. Just like that. So that is perfect. So far I haven't had to use any tools to get access to these cars. Last one to do. Now I got several of these in another box that I can use for stands to put the vehicle on, put an engine on, stuff I can attach, glue them to styrene and make some kind of jack stand or something. Don't need this, just cardboard. Alright, so it looks like it's got a screw in the front and the back. We're going to tackle this yellow one first. just take the screw out of there. And these little parts on here, some of these parts can be reused. You have to cut them off and glue them on there, but part of them can be reused, I'm sure. Like the bumper, the grill, look at that. I can put that on one of my vehicles for sure. This bumper, go on there. Look, that comes apart. So I can use those on something else there. Now, I just got to figure out how to get this apart. And see, this is the stuff I don't usually show you guys. How I end up fighting with these vehicles and stuff here. Flat screwdriver. There we go. That's sticking together. Alright, so just like with some of the parts that you build, it had little ears, little fingers that poked into the other plastic piece. And I can't get that off without turning all the pieces. So I should be able to take this tire off the axle. That's what we're going to try to do right now. It is turning separately, so let's see. Let's see if I can do it here. Nope. She is not coming loose easily. It's probably just snapped in. Nope. That one is not coming loose for me. So, I don't want to tear the tires up. And they're glued on nice. Don't want to tear them up. So, maybe they screw off. Let's try that. They're attached different ways sometimes. Sometimes they screw onto the axle. Sometimes they're just pressed on. So it's turning, but nothing's happening. So I don't think it's screwed on. There we go. See? Alright. Let me see if I can get you a good picture there. That's what it was. So it's a little knuckle. That is just holding that on. So it took a minute to get that off, but you see it's just a knuckle that was holding that on there. And so now I have that tire and that tire, and I can put that in a little box. That fits. And I may be able to fit all the tires in here, but we'll see. Probably not going to end up keeping this truck as far as this piece. And then let's get this one off. Let's see. God, they are hard to pull off, I can tell you that. Go. Woo. They are not easy to pull off. I guess that's good for kids though. You have to worry about them choking on them. But you see, if you look inside here, you can see the rim doesn't go the length of the whole tire in there. It's like covered over. That's interesting. But you won't be able to see that anyway because that's on the inside. Tires are in good shape. It looks like each box is going to hold one set of tires. That's what it looks like here. Figure out how to get these in here. I don't want to mess the tires up. Now I could take this axle all the way out. That looks like a short axle anyway. And but that will require me using a pair of pliers on it. Looks like it broke a little piece of. You can see that. That's what it broke off inside the rim. So just a little piece of plastic that was in there. So definitely could get a hold of these with a pair of vice grips and pliers and pull them apart. I'm not going to do that today. There we go. Just had to figure out how to fit in there. So now we got a set of tires. 4x4 tires cost me a whole $5 for a set of 3. So that'll go in there. You know what? I got orange, and I got a blue tub, and a yellow tub. Be creative here. Move all these tubs over. Blue. I'll put that one back because I don't need that one. Don't need the orange one. Oh, need the orange one. Orange. Gotta put these just that same way in here. Move all those tires there. So that one over there, and that one over there. There we go. And that's it. Look at that. Yellow tires. Goes in there. Now let's go for the next one. And we will put all these screws in here with these parts. And if we need them, then we'll have them handy to use if we want to. Could even screw them back on there if we wanted to. So get these done really quick, and we'll call this a done video. A little bit of editing, and it'll be under an hour. There we go. Pop that off. Pop this off. Now I don't know if I'm going to use this body or not for these, so I'll hang on to it for a while. When I figure out I'm not going to be able to use it for anything, I'll just trash it. Right now, I'm not sure if I can use it for something. I'll put it on the other side. If I end up realizing I can't use it for anything, I'll even keep these. You guys got comments what I can do with these little trucks? I don't know. We'll just hang on to those and we'll figure it out. Alright. Gotta get these tires off again. And these things are not easy to pop off. It's one set. Whew. You don't have to worry about your kids choking on these things if you just buy the cars for the kids to play with. $5, that ain't a bad set of cars for your kid to play with. These turned out good. Those popped off way faster, huh? One on one side, another side. And if you see here, that tire needs a little bit of trimming right there. Got a little something on it. Shoot, a little bit of sanding on it. And this thing will look like I've been on the trail. Just got to remember, if you're going to paint them and then you're going to weather them to look like they're used, you may have to touch up the paint. So you're probably going to end up doing a flat color on them. There we go. Orange set of tires. And the last set, a little blue beetle bug. Screw out of this front end. Might even be able to reuse the lights on top of these things. I just saw that. It's a nice little set of lights there. Did that come off already? Nope. Turn them around. Take the back bumper off. If you do an external roll cage on a vehicle, these little bumpers painted, fixed up a little bit. Those would be pretty cool. They might work out really good. Those are clipped in. So we're going to leave those. You see, the lights are clipped in there. So I will hang on to these for a little while till I see I might need those top lights up there. All right, here we go again. Ah, good. They are on there. Right. Now the last set of tires, blue tires. Wow, here we go. That's it. Now I know how hard to pull on them. It's not such a problem getting them off. I just didn't know how hard to pull on them before. I didn't want to break them. Didn't want to tear the rubber off of the rim. All right. There we go. Got our set of tires. $5, 3 sets of tires. Normally, if you get a tire that good, that looks that nice, it's going to cost you easily $15-20. So, can't beat that price. All-terrain tires, mud tires, you know, like mud terrains, you can't beat that for us. 3 sets of mud terrain tires. That's going to be the end of the video for today. Get us started on 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the update. Hope you enjoyed all the supplies I got. We are going to get in it in this next week here. Today's Tuesday, so it's the first day back. Just want to do some recording for you guys, get something on the channel. So we got a lot to get done. We got a lot of supplies to use. This is going to be a fun year. We are almost at 500 subscribers. Just recently, this past week, you guys have been hitting up the subscriber button, and I totally appreciate that. I'm always just so appreciative of you guys subscribing to the channel. We get this channel monetized. We are going to be giving away stuff. I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. It's probably, if it continues the same way it did last year, probably looking at 2023 actually being monetized. So let's keep watching YouTube, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Get us past 500. We have a community button. I can start posting pictures so that I can get your reactions on certain things I'm building without posting a whole video. This is going to be super fun, super exciting. Let's get this year started. Let's enjoy this hobby, and tell me what you're working on, what you guys are building, and if you got YouTube channels, put it down in the comments, because I want your channel to succeed as much as I want my channel to succeed, so that we can all enjoy the benefits of people watching our videos on YouTube. But let's enjoy our hobbies, whatever hobbies you may have. Hopefully it's model cars, but if it's not, I hope your hobby is going well as well. And so, see you in the next video.